last time I was here, I had no idea where the next year was going to take me. Since then, I've traveled to 15 states as your resident roadie, or as some may like to call groupie. Now, like I said, I haven't been to Baltimore, Maryland since last winter. And of course, most things look a lot different. I knew less about certain tour things because I came from a scene much smaller than this. I definitely didn't understand certain aspects of things, especially so much as I do now. I swear, all it takes is a couple of months and a few shows under your belt to really figure out what is and what isn't, and that's kind of the best example that I could possibly give with being super vague. Also, the what the fuck factor might have wore off a little bit. Actually, no, it didn't. It did not wear off. I think when I say what the fuck, I kind of mean, in the beginning I was just so taken aback at how venue staff treats you and how kind they are, because again, I come from a scene much smaller than this, in a place where staff and people didn't really want to associate with you. Granted, they didn't have to. There was no reason to chat with like locals or people that were just in the mix or in the scene, or, you know, back in the day, we as teenagers and as young adults weren't as responsible as of course we are now, so of course things are going to be different, and that like what the fuck mantra of people being nice to you and actually getting you things and asking you if you need anything and asking you if you're okay never used to happen at older shows, because this kind of show, a bigger production with a larger company with multiple parties, sporadic exciting events and guests, just doesn't equate to what would be a local or a regional situation of a show. And it sucks saying that, coming from like a DIY perspective into more of a full throttle situation, even though this still isn't like at that top peak of a production. It's just a very interesting topic to kind of harp on sometimes, and I really appreciate being able to like deep dive into it. Something also a little bit random about it is I thought that I used to have to hide the girlfriend aspect of touring. So again, I'm gonna harp on this a lot and I'm sorry, but coming from a metalcore scene and a deathcore scene where the term groupie is really thrown around with absolutely no context, and I know I say it a lot as a joke, and I kind of just like coined that term because I think it's a great thing to just take it and run with it, because hell fucking yeah, if I like a group so much that I'm willing to follow them around, fuck you and fuck yeah. Considering I came from a scene that used that term as super derogatory, I always thought showing up to venues with my boyfriend, with Jordan, at these higher scale higher scale sellout shows, I used to hide the fact that I was his girlfriend. And it wasn't until a few months into it where I actually walked up to staff and acquainted myself as such. And I did that for ways of feeling funny, telling people who I am and why I'm there. And I felt like it was better to hide under the guise of acting like I truly belonged, even though I always belonged, because it felt better to do, instead of saying, oh, I'm just his girlfriend. Like, no, I used to kind of more act like I was a little bit more like a TM, and I still really act like a TM, but that's just because I know what I'm doing, and it's very easy for me to like set up and talk to staff and like hang out. But again, like, I'm not formally a TM. Sometimes I come and create content, and sometimes I come just for the fun of it, and sometimes I come and I sling merch. So I have a lot of buckets that I could fall in line with, but in the beginning of all of this, I definitely hid the fact that one of my buckets also was being a partner to the DJ. Now everyone always knows, and every time I come to the venue, I think they kind of guess that out and sound that out, but I don't hide it anymore because it doesn't make me feel funny. I'm really glad that that phase of feeling like I'm not allowed to call myself a girlfriend for the sake of being called a groupie in a derogatory way, it's over. And I think that's an incredible feat for me and for all the girlies everywhere that just like music and like to be out and about in venues and hang out with staff and get acquainted with security and dance around with all the people in the front row and all the people in the back by the bar. I would also like to say I think that I have really learned the act of affordability versus convenience. A year ago, when I think about where we were then, I definitely was more of an affordability person. I was counting numbers on my fingers. I was so stressed that I would go over budget or over a certain something. I was very scared to do anything. I was really worried to dig into my pocket to make my life easier. And I think now sometimes convenience just comes at a price, and I'm not saying that it's more expensive or more anything. Like when I come to these things, I mostly just hitchhike with Jordan. I have learned that life is more important to just be and to feel so excited doing it than it is to count your pennies in your pocket, because your time is way more valuable. And I love that I am different this year from last year about that exact thing. But speaking of such, I obviously still like free things. So today, since we do have a car here and we're able to like bring things back home and we're not flying, if you guys remember the Arizona vlog, they gave us so many snacks and we had to leave some behind because we couldn't take certain things on the plane. But obviously I shoved a bunch of things in my suitcase and in my backpack. But today we are driving and the venue gave us some Gatorades, so you know I am going to be taking all of the Gatorades because that is for us. Obviously I can't drink 8 Gatorades right now in one sitting, but of course I do love having a little bit of electrolytes as a treat. And you know what, while we're here, let's do a quick green room tour. So I've never been to this venue. This venue is called Ram's Head. Here's a nice mirror. Here's, of course, I always start with the coffee section. Keurig action. I probably will make a coffee a little bit after, I'm not gonna lie to you. They have delicious looking teas. I just saw one that looks so good. Blackberry and raspberry. Always a fave of mine, especially. It's a bathroom. I could show you that after. Jordan's in there right now. A table. I ate some sweet green before. Couch. Recliner. Towels, and then right outside that door is some office spaces, so you might hear a little bit of chatter and stuff, and the stage is that away. I think I might film, you see if I have my tripod right there, get ready with me on TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, I love to do quick 1-minute vlogs of the excursions and the adventures. Obviously these vlogs I try to like focus on certain things because I know sometimes they might get redundant and they might get a little bit repetitive. Going to shows, showing you a green room, showing you the coffee bar, and like doing all of these things just in different places with different staff and different venues and different music. I really enjoy sharing the experiences, especially when there are certain like pinpoints that we could chat about, because there are like random things in music that I feel like we don't get to talk about, and having a place to do that always makes me feel really good, especially from a girl that technically doesn't work in music entertainment but is certainly adjacent to working in music entertainment. So last night at the show, there was nobody, absolutely nobody allowed on stage. Of course, that does not include me, but I think that I've found my footing in learning which shows I enjoy being on stage at, I enjoy assisting at, and I enjoy just like sitting in the back and doing absolutely jack shit nothing. And last night for certain was one of those times where I put myself kind of first and the show second. And I feel like last year I was always like, show, this isn't about me, this isn't about me. Make sure it runs good, make sure Jordan still has a job, make sure everything is all ducks in a line, right? I think I've grown to be adjacent to what is going on at the show. So I'll vlog, I'll write, I'll storyboard, I'll make new friends, I'll learn venue staff, so the next time I come back I have someone to hang out with, or I have recommendations of places to go or people to see. And that was hard to kind of manage, but I think that it's so fun to know that as long as we run parallel and what I do is semi-similar to what this is, I'm able to kind of grasp that in a better understanding for people to not think like, what the hell is this girl even doing here? Now, I think that goes without saying that I'm very grateful to always be able to hitch a ride and go to all different states and go to all different cities, which is currently what we are doing right now. We are packed up, actually. Well, Jordan packed up actually most stuff. High five to you for that, because that's usually my job, but he's being a good boy today. Here's my outfit. I'm wearing little Nikes. I'm just wearing a brown shirt. I'm gonna throw on this cardigan and this white jacket and kind of call it a day in Baltimore. Good morning, guys. It is the day after Baltimore. Yesterday I kind of stopped filming. I was so in the groove of filming in Baltimore, and then like, I don't know, we kind of left a little later than we thought. We went to Waffle House to eat breakfast. It was like an hour and a half into the drive home. Then we just came home, we like cleaned up, did our shit, like did everything that we needed to do, and I was just like lounging the whole night, the whole rest of the night, like sleeping, snoozing. Continue this vlog today just because I have a few errands to run. I did a rosemary hair mask last night with like oil, and I left it in for probably like 12, how many hours? Like honestly probably like 12 hours. No, 10 hours.
You put it in.
I put it in for
like 9 o'clock or something.
Yeah, like I was snoozing, and my hair looks so good. This is just like my natural hair drying. I did brush it, so my curls are a lot more tame than usual. We're actually gonna go to the city for an Every Avenue show. I don't know if you guys remember that band. They were like really popular in like my middle school freshman year of high school, and I'm honestly really excited. So I'm gonna continue this little tour vlog for the rest of the weekend. Hello guys, Jordan and I are sitting in a cupcake shop. I just ate the most delicious cake batter cupcake, and Jordan is now eating, you guessed it, chocolate peanut butter.
My favorite.
His favorite. I'm most disturbed. I hate that flavor. But we're waiting to go into the show because we don't want to go in like super early. We're also like waiting for my cousin. She's gonna get there like a little later than we are. And we're just hanging, man. I'm kind of excited for the show, are you? It's really nice out, first of all, so like I'm just like in my skirt, and I'm gonna leave my jacket in the car, and I'm excited to just like bare bones it. Hi guys, I had so much fun at the show. I really didn't like vlog past the point of the show because I was just vibing and dancing, but we just got home. I loved my outfit. I thought it was cute, but now I'm in my pajamas, and look how cute my little socks are. They're elephants.
Every Avenue was fun. Makeout was interesting. They were good, but they were interesting.
We got Taco Bell, and we're gonna go eat it. I'm gonna clean up my room a little bit. It's kind of late. It's like midnight. I hope you guys had a lovely weekend with us. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Hopefully you stick around for all the vlogs. Bye.